Welcome to Aeve, Progenitor Ooze. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got... I do like this. It didn't really set us up for a ton of value, but we've got Worldly Tutor. Maybe we draw into a land, then we can go for Nature's Lore into Cultivate. Yeah, I think, actually, now that I think about it, let's go and ship this one back. There we go. Yeah, I like that. We still got Worldly Tutor, Primal Growth, Cultivate. We'll definitely keep on this one. You just want to have some sort of land base in your hand, and we just didn't really have that. So do we want to, what do we want to put on the bottom? I think at this point, what we'll probably end up going for is I like getting all these lands down. Let's go and put Primal Growth on the bottom right now. Let's click OK, and we are on the play. So let's go and lead off with a Forest. Yeah, that'll work out. And then anything else, pass the turn over to our opponent. We're playing Aeve, Progenitor Ooze, the Ooze Elven Commander. Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're playing Aeve, Storm. Whenever you cast a spell, copy it for each spell cast before it this turn. The copies become tokens. Then Aeve isn't legendary if it is a token. Aeve enters the battlefield with a +1 counter on it for each other Ooze that you control. All right, so we draw into another Forest. Let's go and lead off with Forest. And then anything else, we will pass the turn over to our opponent. Playing against Atraxa. So we'll see what sort of flavor of Atraxa we're playing against. Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Then at the beginning of your end step, Proliferate, which is bump those +1 counters up if you didn't know what that is. And so we did cover both commanders and drew into another Forest. So let's go and go Forest. Let's go for Cultivate. This can be 1, 2, 3. Let's go Forest and go Forest. And we're going to put a Forest onto the battlefield, Forest into our hand. And then anything else, kick it back over there. So we did cover both commanders. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, TCG Player. If you go to bit.ly/JoltMTG, that will apply my affiliate link. That's going to allow you to get some cards and help support the channel at the same time. So if you do use that link, much obliged. Certainly appreciate it, especially if you're thinking about building one of the new Modern Horizons commander. Let's go and drop in Forest, and then pass the turn. We still got Worldly Tutor, so we'll see what's going to happen. But yes, let's give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders. Let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com/Jolt. That's going to get you 10% off of your order. And also, all right, so our opponent's passing the turn. They're missing some land drops. Do we want Worldly Tutor for something? No, they did not miss a land drop. They got Pluto Delta down. All right, so it's going to be Catacomb. So with this Worldly Tutor, we'll see exactly what we're going to grab, but we've got some good options. The only downside is... I'd almost rather just leave Worldly Tutor open for our upkeep if we're going to end up going for Aeve or something like that, just until we just get some sort of value out of the hand. So I think that's what we'll end up waiting for. Oh, but yes, last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to directly support cool content like this, there's a link down in the description below. But if you're keeping score at home, it is officially free time, so let's have some fun. Now, one of the things that we can go for with Worldly Tutor is we do have Alana in here, Huntmaster. That will allow us to get a lot of tokens on the battlefield for casting some elves, so that may be something we might end up going for. But if this is Atraxa, yeah, I still think, do we want a Worldly Tutor to grab something? Yeah, let's do it. Let's go Worldly Tutor. I mean, because we're definitely not going to combo off next turn. Might end up going for Yisun. I think that'll work out. Let's put Yisun on top of our library. That way we can get just something moving on our side of the battlefield. I think that'll work out. So let's get Yisun onto the battlefield. This is going to be a human rogue. Let's make the land drop for the turn. It's going to be Forest. It's going to be Yisun. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then anything else, pass it back over to our opponent. So now with Yisun, Yisun is definitely a good option for us in this deck. If you haven't seen this, what we're trying to do is we're trying to use the Elf combo shell to power out a really powerful Aeve turn. You know, it's kind of is all in Storm with Aeve. We're not running a lot of Oozes in here. Ooh, that's going to be Jay sending it back to the hand, and they're going to be able to go for Proliferate. So, we'll see on that one. So let's see what we draw into. Drawn into Path of Discovery. So let's go Forest, and that's going to be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go Yisun. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be an Explore trigger, and Soul Ring we will... I think we actually might put that on top of our library because that does kind of help us out power an Aeve for next turn, potentially, if we just want to get some sort of incremental value going on our side. So we'll see what's going to happen. But if they keep sending it back to the hand, then, you know, we can keep getting cast triggers. and especially Castle Garenbrig, that's going to allow us to get a little bit ahead on mana. And if we can get just a little bit of extra storm count with Aeve and get some extra value, then that might work out. Now, our opponent does have Tamiyo on the battlefield. That's going to be a major bummer, because if we get that -7, if you're keeping score at home, that's not good, partner. That's not good at all. So we'll see what we can do about it. So we'll try to get something moving for this turn. So we've got Soul Ring on top of our library. We've got Castle Garenbrig to generate a little bit of extra mana. And we'll see if we can't assemble some stuff on our side. So let's drop in Castle Garenbrig. Let's go for Soul Ring. That's going to be 1. Let's drop in Soul Ring. Let's go for Yisin. That's going to be an Explore trigger. Wirewood Hive Master. I think what we'll do is we'll put this into the graveyard right now. And so let's go Castle Garenbrig. And let's go for Aeve. And one of the things, this isn't the best line of play that we can be going for. But what this does allow us to do is at least get some extra Path of Discovery triggers right now while we try to dig for something. So Nature's Claim is not going to do anything. Let's put that into the graveyard. That's going to be another Explore trigger off of Path of Discovery, Veil of Summer, which is definitely going to be online. And do we want that? Yeah, I think we'll put that on top of our library, because that does allow us to kind of stop that. And that's going to be Aeve coming down. This is going to be another Explorer. We'll put that on top of our library. And now we're looking at a semi-decent little board state. So let's go and click OK. And then anything else, pass the turn over to our opponent. So as you can see, we didn't get a million Aeves on the battlefield, but getting some variation of this, being able to get some extra value with Path of Discovery is always a wonderful feeling. They do have to go for the Proliferate with the -7. And so that is something that we do want to watch out for. So they plus up, and they gone for... Yeah, they activated Tamiyo's ability. So that is definitely online. So we do need to at least get some sort of value going over at Tamiyo. So it's going to be Atraxa swinging in for a 4. That's going to be a Proliferate. That will knock us down to 28, and that will be 12 total commander damage. We've got some, we got a 4/4, we got a 3/3, and we've got a 5/5 out there. So if we need to do some Planeswalker duty, we certainly can, but we'll see if our opponent's got a board wipe. That's going to be Mirari's Wake, and then tapping down 1, 2, 3, 4. See if this is Damnation. They've got the land drop. Could be Crux of Fate. Let's see. And that's going to be a Toxic Deluge. Okay, so they end up going Toxic for 4. So that still leaves us 1 Ooze out there, and that will be a Proliferate trigger. All right, so we'll get Veil of Summer on top of our library. Let's go and drop in Wirewood Lodge. And that was actually a pretty good heads-up play by our opponent, because they kept the original commander out there, which is sitting at a 5/5. Now, at this point, yeah, I think what we'll end up doing on this one is... we can always end up trading with Aeve. I think I kind of like that. So let's do that. So let's go and push in at Tamiyo, because we've got to get something done with Tamiyo. Nope. We're swinging in at Tamiyo. There we go. I'm sure if we swung in at Jace, probably be like, yeah, that's fine. All right, so we got Aeve swinging in. All right, that's going to be blocked with Atraxa. They're going to get some extra... Yes, we're on return. Aeve back to the command zone. And then that's going to be Veil of Summer for 1. And they haven't cast it, so we're looking at Tamiyo. I think what we'll end up doing is trying to set up something for next turn, because simply just going Veil of Summer, well, that will set us up for Path of Discovery. I think what we'll end up doing is we're simply just going to go ahead and pass the turn. So let's just do that. We've got Aeve back in the command zone. We do have a Veil of Summer. If they cast a black or a blue spell this turn, we're going to be able to cash in a little bit extra card draw. So that might be an out for us. And that's, yeah, they're going to go for the Tamiyo ability. I don't blame them. All right, so now they can cast stuff from their hand with 10 cards in their hand. That's going to be Tezzeret. And let's just go for Veil of Summer right now. Draw a card for opponent, cast a black or blue spell this turn. That's definitely Tezzeret. All right, so we run into Sylvan Library, and then we do have Hexproof from black and blue until end of turn. It's going to be Smothering Tithe. Click OK, and they're just going to dump their hand out at this point right now. It's Apex Predator. Oh my goodness, and that's going to be Tamiyo. That's to my goodness. Oh no, this is getting nutty. All right, so let's see if our opponent. And we've got, I love that our opponent, Atraxa, opened up the entire multiverse to all the Planeswalkers to come in for free, and then we're going to follow up with the Sylvan Library. So, look at that Beast token. Love it. Looks great. All right, so we'll see what we can do. They do not have an active Tezzeret right now for the 0 ability, so we'll take that. And yeah, they got some Teferi action over there, so we'll see what's going to happen. But, you know, this is what we're trying to do. We didn't get off to the greatest start with Aeve. You know, one of the things that really does help this deck is if we have... let's see, our opponent said this is game, so we'll see what else they got moving right now. If they're going to be able to... Once they kind of show a win condition, we'll kind of scoop it up. That's going to be Atraxa. And we'll see if they kind of keep the chain going. We'll see what we rip into, though. So they go for the Proliferate on Jace, Proliferate, and let's see what win condition. That's going to be -8. Teferi's going to be -10. That's going to be -8. All right, so let's see what we draw into for the turn. That is going to be Sky Shroud Cutter. And we're not going to pay 2 on that one. And let's get some Path of Discovery options going. Kind of like that. We're going to be able to deploy that out. So let's go Sylvan Library. And let's go for Sky Shroud. We're going to have our opponent gain some life. They're going to gain 5 life. And what we're going to try to do is just set up a little bit of Path Discovery. I know they have a ton of value out there. Let's go and drop that into the graveyard. Let's go and tap down. Let's go Castle Garenbrig. That's going to be 6 total mana. Let's go for Aeve. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And tap down for 1 more. That's going to be Storm Count 2. So what we're trying to do is just set up something with Path of Discovery. All right, so we're going to get Aeve on the battlefield. Explore. Yeah, we're going to dump that in there. Look at that Yargle, though. I love it. That is the best secret layer. Just them doing a Yargle secret layer is the best thing. All right, Rampant Growth. And I don't really know what we're digging for right now, but I know just ripping into Explore or Rampant Growth for next turn is not exactly what we want to see. Run into Guy's Cradle. Okay, so that would allow us to tap down for a bunch of mana. And we do have an active full 4 on the battlefield, but unfortunately we can't really do anything about it. So anything else is going to pass the turn over to our opponent. So you can see where even if we, you have these turns where it's not the best out there, but you can get these mono green value turns with Path of Discovery. There's another one, there's Path of Discovery and then Guardian Project. So if you have Guardian Project on the battlefield, instead of the Explore option, that's going to give, actually let's get that pulled up because I always forget exactly what a Guardian Project is. But with Guardian Project, and totally did not spell that right. So let's see. Guardian Project. So with Guardian Project, whenever it enters the battlefield, if it doesn't have the same name as a creature you control, draw a card. Now that does stop us from Aeve, unfortunately, at this point right now. But it's going to be Liliana, and that's going to be Vorinclex. And then they're going to immediately go for -9. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and they're going to get it on this one. So good game to our opponent. We're going to scoop this one up. Just wanted to see some sort of, mass Planeswalker effects. We're going to go and scoop this one up and close it out. But yes, having some combination of Path of Discovery, Guardian Project out there, even using stuff like Sky Shroud Cutter, just getting these free spells to be able to get some extra copies of Aeve out there, get that nice incremental value. That is the name of the game right there. But good game to our opponent. It's always fun seeing Atraxa Super Friends. You always know it's an uphill battle against Atraxa, but if you can kind of make them sweat a little bit, that's the name of the game. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.